We are now going to take the draft that we made in Fiberworks that we copied to the clipboard using Control M and bring it into Photoshop. To do this is very simple. We hit File, New. And here you can see that we have a preset of the clipboard. So the size of the artboard that we're going to work on is already set. And we now need to edit, paste. That copies the clipboard into the layer 1. It creates a new layer and copies the clipboard. This is not what we want. We want it to be just the black weft. So the first thing we need to do is to isolate the black. And to do that, we can easily come in here and hit black, if I'm lucky. And then I edit, copy, edit, paste. Now I've clicked a new layer which has got all of the black on it but none of the white. In this instance, I don't want the threading, tie-up, or treadling. So at this point, I'm going to crop the whole thing so that all I have is the weft. I'm using the cropping tool. I dragged it into a square. Once I've got the area I want to crop, I hit the return key, and now I have just layer 2 has just got the weft. Layer 1 has got the weft and the white background, and this background layer is white. We no longer need layer 1. So it's easy just to get rid of it. Layer 2, we're going to call weft. And background layer, the original layer, we need to unlock. It will not allow us to work on this layer while it is locked. To do that, we just simply double click and name it layer 0. Now, it's a very simple thing to put in a gradation. First of all, I'm going to turn off the view of the weft layer just so we can see what we're working with. And I come over here and I need the gradation tool. If you cannot see the gradation tool, it's hiding behind your paint bucket. I come up here, I look at all the gradients, and I think, well, I don't really like any of these. I think I'm going to design my own. So I pick any gradient that will do. And I have it here, and I'm going to say new. And I've decided I need to have red. So I'm going to bring this color and I'm going to make it red. But I don't want that much red. I'm just going to make a little bit at that end. And then this color, I'm going to make a purple. And if I need to give it another paint bucket to make it that color. And then the next color, this one, I'm going to make teal. Uh-oh, I lost that paint bucket, so I need to add one. I'm going to make it teal. I've decided that's absolutely fantastic, and that's just what I want. We can move the buckets around. We can add buckets, remove them, add them by dragging, or we can move them back and forth to decide where we're going to get our lines. And we're going to say, okay. So there it is. Now, to do a gradient as if it were a straight warp, we would just do a straight line. Hold the shift key down, do a straight line, and you've got the gradient on the warp. And you can go, that's exactly what I want. If it's not what you want, you can come back in and maybe start at a different point and not go all the way across and get a longer end points. This is entirely up to you. So we like that. We're going to live with that. That is our design. So we decide now, well, we're going to do a painted warp. Add another layer, which is click this button here, and it adds another layer. we're now going to get a different gradient. And I'm going to go with some browns and greens perhaps. Turn off that layer. Turn off that layer. That's just turning off the view. And now I'm going to work on what I would do if I was going to paint. Well, I like that, but to be quite honest with you, I'm never going to paint that much way. So I'm going to start changing it a little bit. Maybe add a little more color, or a different color I should say. And this color could be more that color. Okay, now if I bring it in a diagonal, that means I would have to paint my warp in this diagonal. If I bring it in straight, that would mean I would paint my warp straight. And you can look at what the versions are and which ones you like by simply dragging your line, and I got that wrong, the line of the gradient into how you want it. You can play all day picking gradients, seeing if they're the ones you want. Come up here and I'll pick this gradient. Ultimately, I nearly always end up going back to ones I designed myself as being the ones I want. And that is the end of the lesson. To view these gradients, you click on or off the view. To change the weft color, you can simply go in here with the magic wand and select the black, and then take the paint bucket, pick a color, and paint it. So now you can see what a green weft looks like. If at any time you don't know what you've done, you can go backwards by clicking on the history tool. This shows you everything we have done in this exercise, and we can go backwards. That is it. Thank you very much for your attention.